What's going on, everybody? DogMan Dan here. I've got a few discussion videos, some things that now have come up in the community that I'd like to go through here. So the first video, obviously, you've read the title, caption, mission changes here from the Hotfix 2342. I'm going to kind of go from both sides, I guess, and kind of where my opinion is. Feel free to leave comments below as well. Just don't get nasty with each other, because we're just trying to be, reasonable here, okay? So let me just tell you what's going on here. Capture targets now have a 1-minute bleed out timer after being down for 30 seconds. So basically, a Lotus is going to give you a notice and let you know that your time is running out to capture the target. And this is because capture missions had become an unofficial endless mission with the tactic of leaving the target squirming on the ground for hours while players dealt with never-ending hordes of enemies. The bleed out timer has been added as a countermeasure to fix the unintended endless capture missions. Now, first, let's look at it this way. I understand why DE is doing that, because that's not what a capture mission is designed for. They want you to capture the target, get out. It's kind of meant to be a quick, fast run in and out type of mission. Okay? Got it. If we look at it from a different perspective, I guess you could say you kill the target, you don't capture the target, the hordes are stronger, I guess. The endless hordes are stronger of enemies versus when you capture the target. While you still have a bunch of enemies all over the place, it's not as many. But you can continue going in the mission. I mean, the mission that's going on in the background, I went for 20 minutes in a capture mission, even after this change. So I picked up the dead dude, if you will. I captured my target, and I kept going because I wanted to find the private room. I wanted to pick up other resources, blah, 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 while I'm already here in the void, whatever. I'm soloing, so it doesn't really matter how long I feel like taking. I get the fact that if you don't pick him up, the enemies are more never-ending than where they're spotty here, spotty there, spotty here, spotty there. But you can still manage to get resources and such with it. Okay, so I can see, I guess, people getting mad on the forums. It's pretty sarcastic in terms of things that I'm reading, where they're saying thanks and awesome, nice, yay, because apparently now, and I'm totally out of the loop on this, because we're talking about sitting around and farming for a resource in the same mission over and over and over and over and over. And I am the guy that gets very bored very fast playing the same mission, so I'm always running around in different missions. I've always, through the years, taken my time going through missions. Everybody speeds through everything. Speed, 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 speed. Let's get through the mission so fast, so fast, so fast. And you totally miss out. I would say almost every mission I've ever been on, I've collected the most resources in like every mission, unless I'm with the guys in the clan. And that's basically because I take my sweet ass time. I don't care if I get the most kills or not. It's not a big deal to me. Okay, I didn't get all the kills in one mission. Doesn't mean I won't kill people. Doesn't mean I won't help out. Doesn't mean when we're doing like defenses and stuff, that I'm not there doing my thing. But I am the guy that will open up the lockers and knock down the caches and do all that stuff to collect all the resources, because ultimately it's a grindy game. It's a farming game. Anytime you have a chance to pick up resources, get them. But my understanding here is that people are upset about capture missions being changed because Cerberus on Pluto was killed off by Spectres of Rail. A ball on Europa became a different mission type. Galatea on Neptune was abused as an endless capture mission, from what I'm understanding, because of Oxium. And we know Oxium, Nitane, Tellurium, several of these other resources are difficult to obtain and shouldn't be as difficult to obtain as they currently are in this game, and have been for a number of years since they've been released. There's no need for that kind of grind or farm. I shouldn't have to wait for an alert to get one Nitane. And that's granted that I'm awake, that I'm home, that it meets the schedule that I'm on when I'm playing the game, that I'm able to get 19. You know, I have 3719 since it's been released. Obviously, I've used some of it in terms of resources when building things, but that's pretty horrible, because not many people are able to hit these alerts or suddenly drop everything they're doing to get on alert that's within 30 minutes or whatever they're at. That that is definitely an issue. Oxium has always been an issue as well. It's been low counts in terms of picking them up. I can see, I guess, when you're looking at this, people getting mad about now you've taken away the consistency to be able to actually grind certain types of missions, to be able to get a resource that's needed for so many things now, but still is difficult to obtain. Again, putting a bleed out timer to stop the endless mission makes no sense to me because, like I said, I spent 20 minutes in a capture mission just doing whatever I wanted, picking up the resources, going through the different rooms, finding the special rooms, the hidden rooms, whatever, regardless of picking up the target or not. Sure, the difference would be that now there's not as many enemies spawning as I guess there would be, like I said, if the target hadn't been captured. For me, honestly, I've always either done captures solo so I could take my time running around, or I'll do them in general pub. But in general pub, everybody's just running through the missions so fast anyway that I've never encountered people actually saying, "Don't pick up the target. Let's stay here for hours on end." But I guess based on statistics or whatever they've got information on, they can see people spending so much time in there after dropping the target but not picking them up. So I don't know how that statistic works, how they can pull that data and say, okay, the target was downed at 30 seconds, but 2 hours later they're still in that mission. I guess, I don't know. I guess they just kind of going around saying, hey, 2 hours to do a capture mission is just not acceptable. But there's issues on both ends here. I mean, I could still keep playing the mission, no problem. I always could keep playing the mission. Is it seem right to me? It does not seem right to me that you would change something to stop an unintended type of mission. Okay, so if you're gonna do that, you better find some other way to release and make more availability of the resource that everybody's been farming and trying to get. I mean, you can't take 50% of the situation and say, okay, we're going to do this, now we're done with it, and not address the other portion of the reason why people are doing it. So, I mean, I got a bunch of Oxium. I got like 17k Oxium. It's nowhere near what I should have. Obviously, I've used a lot of it. A lot of my resources are down because I've done a lot throughout the years, and I need to build them up again. But that's all for another video. We'll talk about the grinding and farming type of thing in other videos coming up, other discussions, trust me. But this kind of makes no sense to me. I'm okay with it because it never really affected me in terms of, okay, well, you didn't pick up the target. Okay, whatever. It makes no difference to me because I'm going to spend the time in the mission that I want to spend in a mission. Right? I have every right to spend something as long as I want. If you're going to say the bleed out timer, blah, 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 then what you probably should do is just say, hey, if this is unintended on a endless capture mission, then once we've picked up the target, you have 30 seconds to exit that mission. That's it. Your 40 or 60-second countdown timer starts when you've picked up the capture target. How about that? Put your timer on it and say, okay, we don't want you in here at all because I can still, like I said, sit around and spend 20, 30 minutes in the mission if I want to. Sure, not as many enemies, not as much resources dropping as I'd like, but not a big deal. Because again, I'm just going to go and get everything that I want until I feel I'm ready to leave the mission, and I'll leave. So if you really want to, say, stop people from staying longer in any type of mission, then when something or the objective is completed, start your countdown timer. That way people have a chance to just go over to, exit or finish their farming for the next 60 seconds while they're waiting till the timer finishes, and you automatically jump to your Lisette and you're leaving the ship like we do now. It's not every time do I ever make it back to the end of a mission because I'm busy grabbing as many resources as I can during that last 60 seconds or 30-second countdown timer. It doesn't really make sense. Ultimately, when we're looking at it, you want to stop endless missions, then actually change how, when the objective is picked up and finished, you actually start a countdown timer to exit the mission. On the other side, if you're going to do something like this, like you just pulled off, you need to make sure that the main reason that people are doing something like this, and as you would say, abusing it, if you will, is because there's a lack of ability to catch up and gain a certain resource that everybody needs for several things. So you can't just make a quick fix on one little thing and say screw it to the other side. You need to find a way to get all that stuff back in there so that way we have access to be able to farm more Oxium in this case. Needs to change things around so we can farm more Nitane. None of this stuff makes any real sense. Tellurium, hard as hell to farm because you got to play Arcwing for most of it. People don't play Arcwing anymore. So a lot of this doesn't make any sense. You're adjusting to fit what you want, but you're not really adjusting to fit the actual issue that's occurring as a result of this. Anyway, comments below. I'll catch you guys in the next discussion. Thanks for tuning in as always.